Hello, my name is Rainer, and this is my presentation for CGS 3095 on data collection and the ethical issues that stem from collecting user data. So, let's start off with what is data collection. So, companies will sometimes collect the data, not really sometimes, but often will collect the data of the users who are on their websites. Now, these websites are websites like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and any sort of social media platform or platform that has some form of media entertainment on it. And so the type of information they collect can be classified differently here. For example, there's explicit data, which is data that is given by the user, things like email, name, address, any information that the user would try to input when creating an account for the platform. The implicit data would be the data that is gathered by analyzing the behavior of the user. So the behavior would classify things like the type of content that the user watches, the type of friends that the user has, the engagement with the content, as well as just general trends of what they engage with on the platform. And it allows them to know things about where this individual possibly lives based on things like their sleeping schedules that can be found out by knowing when it is that they're on the platform. And then there's also information that could be just inferred off of the explicit and implicit data. And it's just a matter of statistics that allow them to arrive to conclusions that are rather based on some facts. Now, the data is used for advertisements, sometimes for products, sometimes for political advertisements. It also is sometimes used to recommend certain content to the user. This data is also used for profit. Sometimes these companies will sell the information of their users to some third parties. And also it helps when deciding design decisions for the platform itself. Now here are a couple examples of when companies, for example, like Facebook, were involved in a controversy with the data of their users. So right here, there's an explanation that although 305,000 people had participated in the quiz and had consented that their data can be harvested, there were an estimated number of 87 million that were affected. And so this is an example of a company using data or selling or giving data without the consent of users prior. Also, there is evidence to show of Facebook's influence on the election right here in this paragraph. There was a Harvard law scholar, Jonathan Zittrain, who wrote an essay called "Facebook Could Decide an Election Without Anyone Ever Finding Out." And basically he gives an explanation as to how the advertisements that were placed for certain individuals based on their preferences or political preferences, how it influenced these people to vote or not to vote or to vote for a certain party. And so it's not only a trend that's happened with Facebook, but it also has happened with YouTube. YouTube has used things like demonetizing and promoting certain certain users on the platform, right? Certain video creators on the platform. Now, in order to decide whether any of these actions are ethical or unethical, we'll focus on the ACM Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct. So these are the specific ones that we're going to focus on, which are, be honest and trustworthy, be fair and take action to not discriminate, respect privacy, honor confidentiality, and strive to achieve high quality in both the process and products of the professional work. So these touch upon aspects of the issue when it comes to collecting the data of the users, because some of this data that might not be collected exactly in an ethical fashion or might not be distributed in an ethical fashion. And when it comes to discrimination, it could discriminate against people of certain values or beliefs. And also, when considering the quality of the websites too. I, it could be it could be said that the collection of user data has benefits when it comes to trying to improve the experience of the user, which brings us to here. What are the ethical things that come from this collection of user data? So it helps users navigate the platform with ease. It provides relevant information, bolsters the economy, and results in a better website. So when helping a user navigate it with ease, as long as sometimes the design that they choose for these platforms are based on how the users interact with the platform. So that's what helps with the navigation of these websites, and also providing relevant information. The relevant information could be information that could help the user when wanting to purchase something or seeing content that probably will impact something in their daily life, some sort of news it could be. And then these things just improve the website overall. And to bolster the economy, all those advertisements for products that the user is likely to buy based on the data that the platform has received from the user. However, there are a couple things that could be considered unethical with collecting this data, which is the invasion of privacy, misinformation, and implicit manipulation. So the invasion of privacy really just comes down to information that is gotten from users without their consent. Sometimes these platforms don't warn their users before they even are on the website. They aren't warned of the information that is going to be taken. And it can also sometimes happen with cookies. There's also misinformation that is sometimes spread on these platforms. A lot of the ads that were on Facebook weren't grounded in any reality and were really just done to the implicit manipulation part. They were done to manipulate a group of individuals to vote a certain way, or to not vote at all, or to vote. And so I would also include another one in here, which would have been confidentiality. But had I included it, it wouldn't make the PowerPoint look as nice without these little icons. But confidentiality is really just information that's given already, so willingly given, but you are under the misconception that that information is just going to be held by the company itself and that it won't be sold to any outside parties. And that is my presentation. Hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you reconsider the next time that you log on to Facebook or YouTube.